we're Team Avatar, and I'm Julie Myers.
I'm Carolyn Davis.
I'm Kimberly Tanaka, and with our powers of sound bending, we did Project 2 and created an audio sampler.
And I'm going to be talking about loading files into our GUI, playing them, and switching from mono to stereo.
Julie, do the thing.
Open the GUI, and there it is. So the first thing you do is you go down here and you click on the Browse button to go select an audio file. So let's choose this. Right, so there's the path down there, and then you choose one of these sample pad slots to save it in, and let's choose number 1. And you press load. And it's been successfully loaded. You can see that the text has turned black here. And then you can select the sample, and the waveform shows up over there, and you can now play the sample. And if you play just like this, it'll play from the beginning. And in order to stop the music, you just press stop right here. And you can also play from further on in the song using this slider here. So we'll just pick a spot and press play. And as you can see, it displays the time right here, so you know exactly what time you're playing at. And if you click reset slider, it moves the slider back to 0. Alright, and this here shows whether the song is in stereo or mono, and you can also switch between the two of them. If you switch to mono, you'll lose half of your array, but we're still going to proceed. And then you can switch back. You don't get the information back, but it will be almost stereo. So now we can save our modified sample here to another spot in the sampling pad. Let's put it in spot 2, and we click save, and now it's been saved to sample 2.
And I'm going to be talking about the effects for our GUI. So the first effect is reversal. I'm going to select the sample that I already loaded, and then hit the reversal button. So now it plays from back to front. You can play it. And if we reverse it back, then we can see how it sounded originally.
This was a triumph.
The next effect is the speed up function. Clicking on this brings up a GUI, which the user can then choose a very specific speed if they want. I'm going to go back with the default of 2. And then it speeds it up. And then you hit done, and it has it ready. Then I can slow down, which again brings up a GUI. So you can again choose on the sliding factor how much you want to slow it down or speed it up.
This was a triumph. I'm making a note.
Alright, now the delay function, you enter the amount of time in seconds that you want the song to basically repeat itself while it's still playing. You do 1 second.
This was a triumph. This was a triumph. I'm making a note. Success.
So the delay function just repeats the audio after the amount of time that you specify. Alright, now let's do the fade in function. You enter a fade in seconds. Let's do 4 seconds. Okay, and the function adds it to the beginning of the sound array. See how the visual changed a bit there? Let's see how that sounds.
This was a triumph. I'm making a noise.
That faded in a little bit. Alright, now fade out. Turn another fade out duration, and it adds it to the end of the array. That's how it changed a bit up there. So I'm going to move this so we can hear that happening. Oh, we got some nice fade out there. Alright, now the voice removal, just hit the button and notice how the visual changed. Let's see how that sounds. Yep, the voice was taken out of that bit. Alright, the high pass filter will make it so that we only hear the high values. There we go. Let's see how that sounds. There, now we're only going to hear the lower frequency values. So that's all we've got for effects right there. Alright, let's check out the pure tone generator. Brings up another GUI. Here you choose a note. Has all 12 notes that are used in Western music. Let's go with a nice A. Select octave. Length, you can enter the time in seconds. 3 seconds. You can select the wave type. Now you can go with the basic sine wave, or the square wave, or the triangle wave to get slightly different sounds. Try the triangle wave. Then choose a place to save it. And then see how it sounds. And we're done.
And I'm going to be talking about our sample generation function, our chopping function, and our slicing function. Splicing, not slicing, unlike the steer turkey. Alright, let's look at the sample generator here. So you can choose any of these 12 tones. Let's do a few notes that we can play. Alright, if you want, we can also increase the beats per minute to make it a little faster. So you can also add a rest to add that pause in there, or also delete some notes. Also, you can raise and lower the tones or the pitch of these notes. Then you can choose a sample pad to save it into, and then it's in the workspace there. Now let's go look at the chopping functions here. It gives you a start time and an end time, and then you can choose these via sliders. And then you can play it, and then chopping will result in it being the sample in the workspace being shortened. You can also splice together 2 different samples. You can choose from the current sample or any of the sample pad samples, and then choose a sample pad to save that into. And then these 2 are successfully spliced together. Let's hear where they.
Alright, this is Julie again, and I'm going to talk about writing your modified sound clips to a file. So to do that, we click the the Write to File button, and it brings up this window. And so we can choose which sample, the current sample or any of the samples in the sample pad, to save to the file, and I'm going to choose sample 8. And notice that this only includes the samples in which we have files loaded, so it automatically knows where there are files. So let's do sample 8, and then we can click this button to browse for the folder in which to save it. So I'm just going to save it here to Documents. And then you can name the file. And choose the file format. Out of this list here, I'm going to go with .wav, and then press save, and it says it's successful.